So we're always looking for an excuse to go flying, of course, and there was a comment on one of the videos the other day about doing some slow flight with this SP30, which looks like a Zenith 701, but it's not. It's a completely different airplane. It has no parts the same as a 701. People just mistakenly look at it and say, oh, that's a 701. Well, it's not. It has completely different, pretty much everything. The rudder is much further, taller up in the air. It uses a lot of solid rivets instead of pull rivets. It uses both, actually. It's got some corrugated skins, fiberglass gear, different doors, different, I mean, pretty much the whole airplane's different. It's like anything in life. Lots of cars look different. They're not the same car. They look the same. A lot of low-wing airplanes look the same. A lot of high-wing airplanes look the same. But it's not the same plane. So here we are with the SP30, which is Viking's test bed for the small 90 horsepower engine, which will fit in a 701, and it will fit in a CH601 HD and so forth and so on, Sonixes and lots of different airplanes. So this person on the video said, well, I see, because I was actually flying, and I said that right now the airspeed's reading 0 because we put the nose way up in the air and we're kind of flying around, slow flight. And today we're going to use the GPS and see how slow are we really flying when we go into slow flight with this plane. And right now there's absolutely no wind, so probably don't even really have to do a four-way GPS or anything because it is dead calm tonight.
Okay, we're doing a quick run up. We'll let it warm up to about 150 degrees on the coolant, and then we'll depart. Okay, so we're climbing out and getting all set up for our testing. Okay, kind of like we saw before, it takes about 4,000 RPM to maintain altitude with the airspeed reading 0. Then I will flip over and do some screenshots of fore flight of what the speed is. Right now we're heading towards the beach, which means we're going eastbound. Okay, so we did this flight. How slow can the SP30 fly? Well,
okay, so basically we've just compiled these 4 shots of flying eastbound above Massey Air Range Airport, and this was probably not as slow as the airplane can fly, but it was the slowest it would fly without raising the nose drastically and adding tons of power, but just enough power, about 4,000 RPM, to keep the airplane level in slow flight with the airspeed indicator reading 0. The going eastbound, we were indicating, actually we're showing an exact 19 miles an hour ground speed. If we just look at the rest of the pictures, then going southbound, we're doing 17, and then heading eastbound, we went to 46, and then heading north, we were at 36. So all in all, the average comes out to 29.5 miles an hour, and that's as slow as the SP30 can fly, just doing very normal procedures for slow flight. Hanging it on the prop, sure, we could get it to go slower, but that's the norm, 29.5 miles per hour. Okay, so we got some pictures of the slowest. In fact, the east, south, west, north, there were some differences in the speed, so even though the wind is calm on the ground here at 1,500 feet or so, we do have some wind, so we're going to average that out and put those snapshots into the video. Right now I just want to do a little climb test, or basically just keep climbing and see what we get. We're at okay, so we're at 12,500 feet with this little guy. And of course this is an airplane that's designed to go low and slow, but we're testing, we've got to take it through all the phases, or paces. So
Up we went, and we do that several times. We just keep climbing to altitude as high as we can go. Now we're at 12.5. We could go to about 14.5 fairly easily, and from there on it'll become more of a chore with this little guy. But it's fun and tests the temperatures and the fuel flow and the mixture and all that with the computer controls, and just see what it can do. Now we're going to throttle back and head back down to it. Getting cold up here. Of course, coming downhill is easy in a liquid-cooled airplane because of the thermostat. It'll go down to about 145 degrees, 180 on the oil, and just stay there. And of course, we can just nose it over and pull the power back and put some flaps in order to just have a almost, well, not vertical descent, but at least 2,500 feet a minute coming back down. So that's the easy part. So as we're descending here, a little bit of lightning. We're coming back into Massey in a little bit. We're still at 6,000 feet, but we're coming down. Let's reflect a little bit about this flight testing and the enjoyment of having to be able to do that and make sure the engines are as safe as they can be for the customers that work and trust Viking aircraft engines to build them their engines. Of course, the 130 engine has been out for many, many years, and the 110 engine's been out for many years. Of course, more than so than the 130. The 130 is more and more people are taken to the air in that airplane, and of course, Power Shoot is an OEM dealer for it and use it exclusively next to their Rotax, which of course cost a lot of money. They do like the quality of the Viking and be able to buy it at a reasonable cost so that people can get in the air and enjoy flying their powered parachutes. Of course, not everyone is successful flying a Viking engine, but with over 130 now Viking 130s sold and many of them in the air, there's only